Gratitude isn't just about saying thank you. It's about finding the flavor in every moment, even when life feels a little undercooked. It's about celebrating the wins, learning from the flops, and appreciating the entire recipe, even the messy parts. And you know what? Gratitude isn't just for the good days. It's easy to be thankful when everything's simmering just right. But what about the days when nothing's coming together and you're ready to throw the entire dish away? That's when gratitude matters the most, when it becomes your secret ingredient. Today, I'm getting real about my own gratitude journey, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. I'm sharing how gratitude flavored my brand, my life, and my mindset. And I'll let you in on a little secret. It's the reason I'm still standing. But more than that, I want to show you how gratitude can be the secret ingredient to your business success too. Because when you add a little gratitude, you don't just season your life, you season your growth, your mindset, and your journey. So are you ready? Let's stir up some gratitude together. Welcome to Talk Like a Brand, the podcast where we're serving up fresh insights and strategies to make your brand look as good as it tastes. I'm Peachy Williams, the brand voice builder and your resident brand chef, here to help you cook up unforgettable brands with a side of fun. Whether you're starting from scratch or looking to add new ingredients to the mix, you're in the right place. Grab your headphones, get comfy, and let's get in the kitchen because it's time to serve up some business smarts that'll leave your brand craving for more. Let's get cooking. Why gratitude? Why am I dedicating an entire episode to being thankful? It's because gratitude isn't just a feel-good garnish, it's a main ingredient for success. I've actually found that when you add a dash of gratitude to your brand, it changes everything. It keeps you grounded when things heat up. It keeps you focused when the kitchen gets chaotic, and it keeps you moving forward when you'd rather just close up shop, right? For me, gratitude is about celebrating the wins. Yeah, of course, but it's also about learning from the losses. It's about being thankful for the lessons, even the hard ones. It's about finding joy in the journey and not just the final dish. But here's the truth. It's not just about being grateful when things are great and delicious. It's about choosing gratitude even when the recipe flops, because that's when it matters the most. That's when it becomes your strength. I've had days when gratitude felt impossible, days when everything felt burnt out, but those were the moments when gratitude kept me going. And today I'm sharing how it saved me, how it shaped me, and how it can actually do the same for you. We all know gratitude isn't about pretending everything's perfect. It's about finding the flavor even when things start to feel bland. It's about choosing to see the good even when it feels impossible. And sometimes it's about being grateful just for the strength to keep cooking and keep going. When you choose gratitude, you're choosing resilience, hope, and you're also choosing to keep stirring the pot even when the recipe isn't clear. And that choice actually changes everything. I want to talk a little about gratitude in the darkest times. We all know that gratitude isn't just for the good days, because it's easy to be thankful when everything's coming together perfectly, right? But what about the tough times? The moments when nothing makes sense, the ones where you're questioning everything. Gratitude isn't about pretending everything's sweet. It's about finding a little flavor even when life feels bland. It's about choosing to see the good even when it feels impossible. It's about saying, yeah, the day was rough, but there's still something worth savoring. I've been there. I faced setbacks that made me doubt everything. But in those moments, gratitude became my secret ingredient. It was the one thing that kept me grounded, even when everything else felt like it was boiling over. One of the hardest lessons I learned was that gratitude doesn't erase the pain, but it does change the taste. It doesn't fix everything, but it helps you see the blessings you still have. And sometimes it's about being grateful just for the strength to keep cooking. When you choose gratitude in the darkest times, you're actually choosing resilience. You're choosing hope. Again, you're choosing to keep stirring even when the recipe isn't clear. And that choice, again, it changes everything. So if you're in a tough spot right now, I want to encourage you. Look for the flavor. It might be subtle, but it's there. And sometimes it's the hardest recipes that end up being the most memorable. I want to share a story about a time when gratitude was the last thing on my mind, but it was exactly what I needed. It was a tough situation, one that almost shook me to my core, but looking back, it was a lesson in resilience. I had lost what I thought was a big client, and I'm not going to lie, it felt like my whole brand was overcooked and I needed to throw it out. I started questioning everything, my abilities, my direction. But as the days went by, I started to see things differently. Losing that client forced me to get creative in the kitchen. It made me rethink my recipe. It made me grow. And one day I wrote a note for my business gratitude jar. Thank you for the lesson in perseverance. In that moment, I didn't feel like it was something to be grateful for. But looking back, it was exactly what I needed. It taught me to season my brand with resilience. And it reminded me that sometimes the best recipes come from the biggest messes. Sometimes gratitude isn't about the obvious wins. It's about the growth that comes from the struggle. It's about realizing that setbacks aren't the end. They're just a plot twist. And every plot twist leads to a better story, right? And that's the thing about gratitude. It's not always sweet. Sometimes it's a little salty. It can even be a little bitter, but it's always real. And when you can find gratitude in the mess, that's when you know you're growing.
Hey, brand builders, want to take your brand to the next level? Join my exclusive mailing list at bit.ly/collarmail and get the latest tips, tricks, and resources to create, brand, and grow your way to success. It's quick, it's free, and packed with everything you need to make your brand shine. Don't wait, hit that link and join the brand fam today.
If you're facing a challenge right now, I want to encourage you, find the flavor, look for the lesson, and be grateful for the growth, even if it's hard to see right now. Because one day you're going to look back and realize that this was the ingredient that made you stronger. But gratitude isn't just about lessons learned. It's also about people. It's about the community that stands by you even when your brand feels half-baked. I remember launching a product and feeling scared, really scared. I was vulnerable. I was doubting myself. I was wondering if anyone would even care, anyone would even notice. But guess what? The support I received was overwhelming, not just from clients, but from friends, mentors, and even strangers who believed in me. I wrote a note in my business gratitude jar. Thank you for my community, because here's the truth. No one builds a brand alone. Let me repeat that. No one builds a brand alone. We're all surrounded by people who add a little flavor to our journey, the ones who lift us up when we feel flat, right? And it wasn't just about the support, because these people, they challenged me too. They pushed me to be better, to refine my recipe, to think differently, and to keep going even when I wanted to quit. And I realized that gratitude isn't just about the applause. It's about the honest feedback, the tough love, and the people who see your potential even when you can't. One of the most beautiful things about gratitude is that it connects us. Because when you're truly thankful, people feel it. They really do. They connect with you on a deeper level because they know you appreciate them, not just for what they do, but for who they are. And if you're listening to this, I encourage you to look around. Who's cheering for you? Who's supporting your dreams? Who's giving you the tough love you need to grow? Take a minute and be grateful for those people. Because gratitude isn't just about what you achieve. It's about who's at the table with you along the way. It's about celebrating the journey with the people who matter most. And if you're feeling a little lost right now, look for those people because they are the ones who add flavor to your story. Why does gratitude even matter in business? It matters because it changes everything. When you're cooking your brand with gratitude, you're not just focusing on profits. You're creating a recipe that feeds your soul. Brand purpose, someone? Gratitude changes how you see any setbacks you go through, right? So instead of viewing your failures as defeats, you start seeing them as lessons. You realize that every no is just a redirection. I say that no is next opportunity. Every closed door is an opportunity for growth, right? And, gratitude isn't about ignoring the hard stuff. It's about embracing it, learning from it, and growing because of it. It's about saying, this was tough, but look at what it taught me. For me, gratitude is the secret ingredient that keeps me moving forward, even when the going gets tough. It's what keeps me grounded when things get overwhelming. It's what helps me appreciate every client, every sale, and every opportunity. And it's not just about me. Gratitude impacts how you connect with your audience too. People can feel when you're genuinely thankful, and they can sense when you appreciate their support. And that builds loyalty and trust.
Are you ready to ignite your brand and watch it shine? Join Prism, the exclusive membership that gives you the tools to create, brand, and grow like a pro. Whether you're just starting or leveling up, Prism is packed with everything you need to take your brand to the very next level. Join now at bit.ly/Prism now. Your brand's next big move starts here.
When you're grateful, you're not just selling a product, you're sharing a story. You're building a connection, and that's what makes a brand memorable. Because people don't just remember what you sold them, they remember how you made them feel. And gratitude, it makes people feel seen. It makes people feel valued, right? So if you're listening to this and wondering how to stand out in your industry, I challenge you to start with gratitude. Appreciate every follower, every customer, and every lesson learned. Because when you're grateful, it shows. And people connect with that. People actually remember that. So this isn't just about big moments of life-changing lessons. Gratitude, it's in the everyday, right? It's in the small wins, the simple joys, and the lessons that aren't always easy to learn. And that's why I started my gratitude jars. I don't have one. I have two. One for my personal life and one for my business. And I want to say that they've changed the game for me. I used to have just a personal one, but as I kept going in my business, I realized that I needed to have one for my business as well. So let's start with the personal gratitude jar. This one is in my room because before I go to sleep or when I wake up, I write down one thing I'm grateful for that particular day or remembering over the course of the evening. It could be something big like achieving a milestone or something small like a cup of cookies and cream ice cream or an actual phone call with a friend that I hadn't connected with for a long time, right? So I write it down, fold the paper, and drop it in a jar. And this keeps me grounded because it reminds me to appreciate life's simple joys, especially on days when nothing seems to go right. It's my way of saying today was rough, but there was still something good in it. And it helps me end each day on a positive note. For the business gratitude jar, this one is on my desk where I can see it every day. And it's full of moments of gratitude for my brand journey. From new clients to positive feedback, from lessons learned, and even the challenges that pushed me to grow. I remember one note I wrote when I lost that client I talked about earlier. It was hard. It was. But looking back, I realized that losing that client made room for better opportunities for me. It taught me resilience. It taught me to stand firm in my worth. And for that, I was grateful. So these jars that I have, they're not just about writing things down. They're about acknowledging the journey, the good, the bad, and the in-between. They're about being grateful for the growth, the lessons, and the blessings. And every time I look at them, I'm reminded of just how far I've come. So I encourage you to try it out. Get 2 jars, one for life and one for business. And start it. Try and start today. Write down one thing you're grateful for and drop it in and watch how it changes your perspective. Watch how it helps you appreciate the journey every step of the way. So now that we've talked about the power of gratitude, how can you incorporate gratitude into your daily routine? I want to give you a few ideas. First, create your own gratitude jar. Start today. Even if you don't have a jar, get a box and write down one thing you're grateful for in your business every single day and watch how it changes your perspective. 2, you can use daily gratitude rituals. Every morning before you start working, write down 3 things you're thankful for. And you'd be surprised how that can set the tone for the day. 3, you can express gratitude to your audience, whether it's a thank you email, a social media post, or a handwritten note. Let your customers know you appreciate them. 4, you want to celebrate the small wins because not every success will be monumental, but every step forward, it does count. And I want you to celebrate these wins. Be grateful for them. And 5, I want you to find gratitude in the challenges you may face. Because even when things don't go as planned, I want you to find the lesson, find the growth, and be grateful for it. So before I wrap, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here, for supporting this podcast, and for allowing me to share my journey with you. Because gratitude isn't just a practice, it's a choice, right? It's choosing to see the good even when life gets hard. It's choosing to keep going even when the road feels impossible. And it's choosing to appreciate the journey every step of the way. Until next time, I want you to keep creating, keep mixing, keep building, branding, and let gratitude be the secret ingredient in your success.